From what unit were you posted to serve as CSO?
From Defense Headquarters.
What is your own special area in the Army?
I'm an intelligence officer from the Nigerian Army Intelligence School.
Okay. Now, you know why you are summoned here.
I do, my lord.
You were present when late Chief Abiola died.
Yes, my lord.
Will you please tell this commission all that you know about the circumstances that led to the unfortunate incident?
Yes, my lord. On that day,
you remember the date?
7th July, 7th or 8th?
Yes. 7th July 1998.
7th July 1998.
Yes.
An American delegation came to see the then CNC. They were with him at about 2:30. He gave me a call and said, make arrangement for the delegation to see late Chief Abiola. May his soul rest in peace.
They were with him, were with the CNC where?
In the villa.
That's right, go on.
Then I call SP Zadok. I can see he's promoted. He was inspector then. I call him.
Who?
SP Zadok.
That's right.
I called him and told him to go and prepare Chief Abiola. He is going to see some guests at the usual place, which was Aguda House. I now called the Aguda House, talked to the stewards there, and asked them to prepare the necessary drinks and so on that they used to give when visitors come. I waited in the office for the delegation to come out. When they came out, I told the drivers and the then Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, who was with them, Aliyu Bala, that they should go to Aguda House. I'll come and meet them there. From there, I went straight to where the late chief was detained. I met Zadok there. We entered the vehicle and started coming towards Aguda House. Zadok was...
You and who entered the vehicle?
Zadok was driving.
Yes.
A bodyguard was staying in the front.
Yes.
Myself and late Chief Abiola was staying behind. When we were approaching Aguda House, there was a radio call from our control. They requested Zadok should come and open the office of Chief of General Staff. My lord, you can remember that there was, within those periods, there was no Chief of General Staff because of the situation. And the then Chief of General Staff was just appointed. That was the first day he will be in office. And after that coup issue, the offices of Chief of General Staff were locked up, and Zadok was in charge of those offices, so he was holding the keys, and nobody had access to the place. So when the CGS came to the place, because he did not tell us he was coming, we were not aware, so I did not instruct Zadok to open the offices. So when he was there, there was a radio call that the CGS is already in the office, and he needed those keys. I now told Zadok, okay, when we arrive at the house, go ahead and open the offices while Chief will be seeing the American delegation. When you finish, you come back. By the time we arrived at the house, in fact, he was about going. I said, no, don't go with that car.
Which car?
The car we came with.
What car was that, yes?
A 504, that car was tinted. It has a tinted glasses because it's specially kept for carrying Chief Abiola. And if you go with it and we're taking him back, that means we use a plain car, which was not good. So I asked him to leave that car there, give the BGs the key, and take my own staff car and use it to the place. In case we finish with Chief, before you come back, we'll be able to take him back. He now left to my car. I entered inside with Chief, and we met Thomas Pickering.
Go on.
Susan Rice, Ambassador Twerel, and Alhaji Bala, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. When we entered, they exchanged pleasantries. They talked. The chief recognized Thomas Pickering, mentioned how they were made, crack jokes, how they were blamed for planning coup against Murtala, how they were arrested and so on. He recognized, remember some members of state inside. Now, he asked him, are you well? He said, yes, I'm well. You can see I'm quite okay, except for this, my swollen foot. Then he said, you see, I woke up this morning. I was not told I'm seeing you people early enough. So I rushed myself in brushing my teeth. Unless that I have some toothpaste maybe hanging around my throat. So they cracked jokes over it and they sat down. I went to sit just about a meter away from them. Now, at this junction, the steward came in with the refreshment, put their cups, served them. Wanted to serve them.
What were these refreshments?
Tea and coffee. Tea in one flask, coffee in one flask. He asked them if they will take. Susan Rice accepted to take tea. Ambassador Tweddle accepted to take tea. Ambassador Pickering accepted to take coffee. Late Chief Abiola declined. They were served and the steward left. Then they went ahead on their discussion. After a few minutes, the chief started coughing. Then he said, excuse me. Then they continued again. He started coughing again. After some time, the coughing became profusely. He was coughing and coughing and coughing. So Susan says, maybe if you get water or something, it will clear. So he said, yes, okay. He will take the tea. At that time, I stood up from where I was standing. I moved towards the center table to serve him the tea. But Susan Rice, being the only lady there, she served him the tea. And I was standing there watching over her because I also have interest there. I watched when she served him the tea before I went back and sat down. Now, at this juncture, he was coughing continuously. Then he paused, picked the cup, and sipped the tea, then kept it back. After that, the coughing increased. So he stood up and said, excuse me, removed his big gown, went into the toilet. Then all of us heard him coughing. After about a minute, I was getting worried. So I jumped up. I said, Chief, are you okay? Are you okay? I want to open the door of the toilet. As I was about going in, he was coming out. He was sweating. He looks tired. I said, what is wrong? What is wrong? He said, please, can they get my cough syrup in the room? I said, sure. So we laid him down on the couch. I went out, told one of the BGs to use the other BG car, not the official car for Chief Abiola, to go and bring his cough syrup from where he was staying. I came in. By the time I came in, as I was coming, he said he was feeling cold. We put off all the ACs. Then he said he was feeling heat. We should open the windows. We draw all the curtains and open the windows. At that time, all of us were standing. Everybody was confused. Then Susan and I said, let's get the doctor. I said, okay. I used my mobile phone and called Dr. Wali, the then presidential physician. When I got him, he told me he was within the villa, not in the clinic. I said, come to Aguda House immediately. We'll have a VIP on emergency. He said, okay, he's on his way. We were there, waiting for him to come. Then it occurred to me that, look, I know how this man is. He may said he will run to the clinic to bring his medical bag. I tried to get him on the mobile. I couldn't get through. So I had to dash out. And I told Alhaji Buhari Balde, stay here. So I had to dash out, entered my car and rushed and intercepted him at the junction. He was already going towards Aso Clinic. I said, no, just come like that. Look at him first. Then we can go for the back. He said, okay. He now turned with the car and followed me. Then we arrived at the place. This took us exactly 7 minutes, 40 seconds. When he arrived, he touched his pulse. He looked at him. The chief was lying down. He left the court. Now he was on the floor. They were fanning him. He was sweating. He was groaning. So he said, look, we have to move him to the hospital. Let's call for an ambulance. I said, no, we're not going to wait for an ambulance. Let's put him in the car and just go. All of us joined hands, picked chief. As we are doing that, Zadok arrived. When Zadok arrived, I said, what is happening? I said, the chief is sick. We now put him in the car, and immediately we started moving. I called the clinic and talked to Dr. Aliyu, one of the doctors in the clinic. I told him, look, set up the emergency room immediately. Dr. Ali said you set up the emergency room immediately. Get all the doctors, get everybody ready. He's coming with a VIP patient. Emergency situation. He said, okay. And on our way to the clinic, I called the CNC, his direct line. He was not in the office. Then I called an officer's mobile. I said, why CNC? He said, he is in a meeting. I said, go and give him inside. He said, he's in the chambers. I said, go and give him the phone. I want to talk to him. So they gave it to him. He said, what is it? I said, the chief is sick. And it's very serious. All of us are confused. We are rushing him to the hospital. Emergency situation. He said, did you get Dr. Ali? I said, yes, he's already here with us. He said, okay, keep me posted. Let me know what is happening. I said, yes, sir. When we arrived at Aso Clinic, we picked him up, took him to the emergency room. All of us moved into the emergency room because the confusion was so high that nobody remembered all this protocol of emergency room is only for doctors and so on. All of us were there. The American delegations, the Minister of State Foreign Affairs, myself, the doctor, and everybody was just there. The doctors were doing all what they could. Then I saw the Chief of General Staff arrived at the Aso Clinic in only one car, only him and his ADC driver, not even oddly, without cap. He said, what is happening? What is happening? The CC just called me and told me that. So he was like confused. He went in. He was mortal and said, oh my God, not this hour, not this hour. Then I saw him trying to, I was afraid, let you know, if small people like us did that, it's understandable. And when we have our second in command doing that in front of another country people, it will give a kind of impression. So I suggested, sir, it's okay, why don't you go back? We will sort things out. He said, okay. He went back to his vehicle and left. After some time, I called the CNC. I told him, we are still here. The medical team are still working. He said, by the way, do you know whether his family have left? Because his family saw him the previous night. I said, I don't know, but they were staying in Baba Gana King Ibe's house. He said, okay, get him. If they are there, tell him to bring them, let them come and see what is happening. I got Baba Gana King Ibe on phone. I tell him, sir, our guest is seriously sick. We were in emergency room. The CNC directed that I should tell you to bring his family as Aso Clinic to come and see what is happening. He said, oh my God. He said, okay, I will do that. After some time, before Baba Gana King Ibe got to me, or before the family arrived, the chief gave up.
That took what time?
It
Between the time you got to the clinic and when you were told he gave up?
Exactly 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Go on.
Now, I now called the CNC. I told him, well, he has given up. CNC said, oh my God, why this hour? Why now? He said, okay, I'm closing the office. You people should meet us at home. And that day he was having Council of State meeting. He was with all the governors. They have to stop the meeting and carry some few governors, his CGS and his service chief. They went straight to the residence. At this time, Susan Rice told me that, look, accept our condolences. We have seen all the people have done. I mean, I know it's a grave shock to you people. Now, is there anything you people want us to do for you? I said, yes. please give us the privilege of letting the family to know first before the press or the whole world know about it. They said, well, you know our arrangement. We already have pressmen waiting for us at the airport. If we leave, we are supposed to go and give press conference and we'll take off back. So how much time do you want us to give you? I said, well, the family are already on their way. So